Welcome back to Wake Up Abundant with Amber. Today we are on day 10 of Overflow October. I'm so excited. Remember, we finish on Fridays and then I continue the series on my socials. So if you're not following me there, follow to get day 11 and 12 at Hello Amber Alexis. Today we are going to talk about money and worth and understanding that your net worth doesn't equal your worth. But first, let's take our 3 deep breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Again, inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Perfect. Let's talk about the stories we tell ourselves about being worthy of more money, about being worthy of increasing our wealth. I think a lot of times we let ourselves stay small because we feel comfortable in this spot, because we don't know how to manage more money, because we don't even know how we're going to make more money. But the questions you want to ask yourself is, how can I make more money? What does it look like to be an overflow? What does it look like to get creative with money? What are creative ways that I can bring in more money? And what are things that light me up that I can bring in more money? So the stories we tell ourselves to keep us small, like I'm broke, I can only do this, I can only rely on someone else to bring me money, is not necessarily helpful. How can we find our own story of wealth within us? How can we find our own guidance? How can we experience more wealth than we've ever imagined by increasing our worth for money? You are worthy of having more money. This is something I've struggled with before, where I feel like I'm only worthy of money if I output X amount of hours. If I'm putting in 60 hours a week, then that's when I can have a lot of money. That's when I can feel abundance. But that also isn't the lifestyle I want. So I won't be doing 60 hours a week, which will then decrease my income. Versus when I start shifting my mindset of, my output doesn't necessarily need to be what I'm bringing in. Like, I can have less output, not work 60 hours a week, and still bring in a lot of money, because it is all mindset. It's whatever you want it to be. It's literally whatever you want it to be. You create whatever world you want to live in. It is easier to equate working a lot of hours to a lot of money, which is why a lot of people have the rhetoric of work hard, you play harder. You work hard, you make a lot more money. But there's also people who play with the other game, which is I work, but I don't work intensely hard. I have so much freedom and I still make a lot of money. So there are different ways depending on what you value and depending on your worth. Your worth is going to be everything in the name of the game with abundance and with how you manifest more money. So that's why today I want you to work on increasing your worth. How can you learn to know that your money story isn't linked to your bank account, and it's actually the opposite? If you have a money story where you always make money, that money's always going to come to you, that you are always supported, more money's going to come in. It's when you let the negative story of like, oh my God, like I'm not going to be able to make more money. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know why I'm here. Like I should just like do XYZ, or I should just go back to my old programming, is when you take that dip. That's only the times I've seen the dip happen in my life personally and in past clients' life. Is when the fear overtakes them. When fear takes over your body, you are going to make every decision based on fear, which means you're not going to actually be thriving. You're going to be surviving. And I know a lot of us are maybe in that surviving realm right now. So how can we think outside of that, right? What does it feel like to be thriving? And how can you feel worthy of a new money story, regardless if you're feeling like you're surviving right now? Like, what is your new money story going to be? How can you experience more wealth with a different money story? A lot of times people tie their identity to their financial worth, but you're so much more than just money. You're so much more than just the money that you're bringing in into your family. Your presence alone is what helps people expand. And I think when we like release the pressure of like, I can only be a provider, or and that's the only worth that I bring to the table, we can start making different decisions in life. We can start feeling better about ourselves. And even if you're not the provider, or maybe you're not bringing as much, or you're somewhere in between, right? it doesn't matter where you stand, but when you tie your money to like, I'm only valuable if I can give money to someone, or I'm only valuable if I have money, you're defeating the purpose of what abundance is, defeating the purpose of what overflow is, which is who you are. It's your birthright. It's the beauty that you bring. It's the light that you bring. It's the energy that you bring. It's that version of you that lights people up. You are the prize, not the money that you bring. We've confused that, but you are the prize. You are the prize. So I think when you start shifting your mindset of like, I am the prize, like I get to experience wealth. My energy supplies people with wealth. My energy supplies myself with wealth. Like I'm worthy of a new money story. I can make money myself, but it doesn't mean that that's my only worth. I'm worth in so many other ways. That's when things start shifting. And that's when you can experience overflow, a lot more money, deeper relationships, experiences energy of equal exchange. It really does create this co-creation with the universe when you feel worthy of a new money story, when you feel worthy of more. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I want you to think about what your new money story is. And I want you to write it down and chant it consistently what your new money story is. Your new money story is, I make money in ways that make me so happy. I always pay rent. I'm always someone who knows her worth regardless of whatever money I bring in. Find your money story and start reprogramming your mind with this new money story and see what happens over time. All right, guys, I'll see you Monday, but make sure you follow the socials on Instagram and TikTok at Hello Amber Alexis to get day 11 and 12. Bye.